In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the incoming fuel line on an Echo trimmer. The incoming fuel line runs between the fuel filter, through the tank gasket, and to the carburetor on your trimmer. Because it's made of rubber or plastic, eventually it'll harden and begin to crack, at which time it'll need to be replaced. Replacing it is easy to do, and we're going to show you how. Incoming fuel lines, as well as many other parts, can be found on our website. Let's get started. I'll begin by removing the air filter cover and the air filter. I'm doing this mainly so you can see what we're doing a little better, but it'll also free up a little more room for you to work. Before we remove any of the fuel lines from either the carburetor or the fuel tank, you'll want to make sure that you've drained the gas from the fuel tank. Otherwise it will leak, as the fuel in the tank tends to be slightly pressurized. I've already drained the fuel, so we can go ahead and move on. If you're unsure which line is the incoming fuel line, you can go ahead and prime the carburetor. The incoming line will be the one where the fuel is flowing from the tank to the carburetor. Now I'll remove the fuel filter from the end of the incoming line. To do that, I'll remove the gas cap, and I have a piece of wire that I've shaped into a hook. I'll use this to fish the line out of the tank. And now I can remove the fuel filter. With the fuel filter removed, now I can go ahead and remove the incoming fuel line from the carburetor. And I'll pull the line all the way away from the trimmer through the grommet. Now I can install our new incoming fuel line. I like to use a little bit of 2-cycle oil to lubricate the line. Just put some on my finger and work it around on the end of the line. This will make it slide through the grommet a little easier. And I'll show you a trick. Sometimes these lines can be a little hard to get started through the rubber grommet. And if so, you can take a pair of cutters and cut an angle on the end of the line. And now it'll slide through much easier. I'll slide the line all the way through until I have just enough left to attach it to the carburetor. About like that. And I can reconnect the line to the carburetor. Before I install the fuel filter, I'll cut off that angle that we cut on the end of the line earlier. So I have a good square end on the fuel line. Now I'll slide the ring clamp back over the line. I like to hold it just about 1/4 of an inch below the end of the line. I'll hold that clamp in place as I slide the filter into the hose. Like that. Now just insert the fuel filter and fuel line back into the tank and re-secure the fuel cap. And I'll just reinstall the air filter and air filter cover.